We welcome you to Baton Rouge and the Home Depot SEC on CBS. Tigers Stadium, and always a great moment when the LSU Tigers take the field. This afternoon, the Home Depot SEC on CBS will feature the Auburn Tigers with 5-2 against the undefeated and top-ranked LSU Tigers. Let's go down to Tracy, who's live with Gene Chisholm.
Well, thanks, Vern. Coach, LSU, 3 key players ruled out for this one. Can you take advantage and pull off the upset?
Well, there's no question about it. We're ready to play. We've had great preparation all week. Doesn't matter who plays for them. We got to play Auburn football.
You named Clint Mosley the starter this week. How can he provide your offense with the spark it needs?
All he's got to do is manage the offense, not turn the ball over. The players believe in him. The coaches believe in him, but more importantly, he believes in him.
Was he nervous?
I think he's okay right now. It'll take him a series or two, but he'll be all right.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Vern?
This is Clint Mosley out of Leroy, Alabama. Redshirted in 09, played in 1 game last year. Gorgeous day, 77 degrees. Slight wind, 6 miles per hour, and the forecast sunny.
Chance of rain? Never.
In the background, you might have heard Dan Bournet, the public address announcer, say, chance of rain? Never.
Not today.
The 2 quarterbacks, Jarrett Lee, Jordan Jefferson. Lee will get the start, as he has throughout the 7 games this year. Jordan Jefferson, we talked about the tumult for this LSU Tiger team. It started last summer, has continued throughout. Jordan Jefferson among those who was suspended. He served a 4-game suspension for his involvement in a fracas in a parking lot, and initially was charged with a felony. It later was reduced to a misdemeanor, and when that happened, he was reinstated.
It is a little different looking at LSU with their new uniforms. I don't know whether they're combat uniforms or whatever they're called, but from up here at this height, it looks like Auburn's playing an inter-squad game. Same helmets, you know, white.
Yeah.
One team's got white jerseys, the other team's got blue jerseys.
No, they're shoe company uniforms. Ron Brooks, he's going to get the start in place of the suspended Tyrann Mathieu. LSU will get the ball. There's Russell Shepard. He also served the suspension. Scott Rabelais in the morning paper, The Advocate here in Baton Rouge, pointed out that over the course of the year, LSU has had 6 players suspended, and they've only had 3 turnovers so far.
Yeah, quite a stat.
And we are set to go. Cody Parkey has been terrific this year in this role. 22 touchbacks out of 37 kickoffs. This one, however, will be returned by Russell Shepard.
Russell Shepard returns the kickoff from the 3-yard line.
And it's time now to present the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Jarrett Lee for the season, 62%. Look to the right, 1 interception.
And incredible. He's done a great job taking over this quarterback position.
And he's working on a string of 75 without an INT. That last interception was in the 4th quarter of the game against Mississippi State. Alfred Blue is going to be the starting tailback. Spencer Ware sitting out with the suspension. This is Blue, listed as the number 3 tailback, but played equally the number of plays along with Michael Ford last week. Falk, SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week. Blackwell, who earned that honor 2 weeks ago. T-Bob Hebert, Williford, and Hurst. Randall Stampley in the backfield. They list Michael Ford, but it was Blue. D'Angelo Peterson. And now on 2nd down, quick toss out to the right side to Russell Shepard. Defensively for Auburn, they were terrible at the start of the year. They've improved each of the last 3 weeks. Lemonier, SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Whitaker, Carter, and Igwe. Evans, El Toro, Freeman gets his 2nd start, along with Darren Bates at the linebacker spot. Davis, Thorpe, Demetrius McNeil, and Tasharvin Bell in the backfield. Defensive coordinator is Ted Roof.
Too many men on the field, I'll bet, for Auburn. 4-4-4. They had 4
Substitution infraction on the defense. 12 members in the huddle. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Remember when Moses Malone very famously predicted the NBA playoffs?
Yeah, that's right. Well, and that's an emphasis this year with the back judge back there. He stops that play, and they did it exactly right there. When Auburn lined up with 12 men in their defensive formation, they whistled it.
Michael Ford now on the field. And number 44, J.C. Copeland, is the fullback, all 280 pounds worth.
And effectively a conversion of a 3rd down play there.
Play fake. Deep man is open. At the 45, first down, LSU, Odell Beckham, the true freshman. That's a gain of 23.
I'll tell you, one of the most polished freshmen in college football, Odell Beckham. He just knows how to find areas within the zone, and as Jared Lee comes up into the pocket right there and finds a little bit more protection by working up, Beckham finds the weakness in the zone defense.
That's a gain of 23 and a first down. A little quick screen this time. Out on the right side, that's Reuben Randall. He and Jared Lee, in the last month or so, have developed a real feeling for each other in the passing game.
A little hurry up here by LSU, trying to give Gus Malzahn a little taste of his own medicine.
Indeed. 2nd down, 6 out of the gun. Lee back. Caught. Randall again. That's going to be another LSU first down.
I really have to say, this is the style. If I was missing Spencer Ware, their really go-to back, I would use in the game. You know, the Auburn defense all week has been said, can you stand up to this running game? Can you play big boy football? And now they soften them up with passes early in the game.
On first down, backs in the eye. Toss, left guard spot, straight up the middle now. And Michael Ford rumbles near the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and not only is their offensive line big, I mean, up front, they're just mammoth and they're playing physical football. But that guy right there, 275 pounds, look at that knockout block to the outside. Yes, the Auburn defender was slipping, but it wouldn't have made any difference. He'll run right over you.
That was Darren Bates, who was the recipient of the block. 2nd down and short.
And Bates is a linebacker. He's got a safety number, but that's the challenge for Auburn. Oh, face mask, wasn't it?
Sure looked that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, that's the challenge for this Auburn defense. Bates, Evans, and Freeman, their inside linebackers, are not stout. I mean, they're kind of spread guys. And now can they take on those big fullbacks, whether it's Copeland or Stampley for LSU?
98 defense. Penalties half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Call is made against Angelo Blackson, number 98.
First down for the Tigers.
Oh, man. No more incidental face mask. A couple years ago, that was tossed away. They're all 15 yards, or in this case, half the distance.
Kenny Hilliard has come in. Normally a fullback, but he's playing a tailback this week because of the absence of Spencer Ware. He's listed now as the 3rd-team tailback. Hilliard breaks a tackle, charges in, LSU touchdown. He followed J.C. Copeland.
I know which one you want. Do you want the fullback at 285, or do you want the other fullback who's playing tailback at about 235? Neither one could be handled on that play.
That's the first touchdown of his LSU career for the true freshman from Patterson, Louisiana. Extra point is on Drew Allemont. How about that for an opening drive, Garrett?
A little bit of pass, and then the always dependable power.
LG, as a proud NCAA corporate partner, presents great SEC rivalries.
Go Tigers! It's all about tailgating, flag waving, drink shaking, face painting, and he has got it, and he's scored!
Auburn's a real Tiger, boy.
Come on, LSU, it's Saturday in the South.
And our thanks to Tracy Lawrence, who, with his band, joins us to provide the background musically for that. LSU leads the all-time series. 6 of the last 7 decided by 7 points or less. And how about the winner advancing to the SEC championship game 7 of the last 11 years? James Hairston will kick off now for LSU. 76-yard drive, 8 plays. Jarrett Lee perfect.
Yeah, and it's not often you say the key play of the drive, and I think it was. One chance for Auburn on a 3rd down play. The penalty gave them the 1st down. Then they couldn't slow him down.
Quan Bray, number 4, and Trey Mason are the 2 deep men, and Hairston will kick off for LSU. This one will come out. It's Trey Mason, number 21. Excellent special teams work by LSU, and he is denied the 20-yard line. Now, the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. His first start ever for LSU, redshirt sophomore Clint Mosley. The last start for Mosley, December of 2008, when he led the Leroy Bears to the Class 2A state championship over Sulligent, Alabama. He came on in the second half last week.
Quick
4
huddle
of 7.
Here. Quick huddle here.
And he completes his first pass out on the wing to Ontario McCaleb, but not much there. Now Mosley will be joined up front by Green, Slade, Dismukes, Sullen, and Brandon Mosley. Benton, Lutzenkirchen, Dyer, McCaleb, and Carr. And Kyle Frazier is in at quarterback. They hand it off to Michael Dyer, and they don't get much. Frazier is the running quarterback for the Auburn Tigers, and they hurry the offense on. And here's Gus Malzahn's no huddle offense. Mosley back.
The downside of a hurry-up offense is a 3 and out.
Now Mosley in his first start on the road in Tiger Stadium, facing a 3rd down and 10. Chased, got it complete out on the wing. That is McCaleb. And he flies down the sideline out of bounds with the 1st down at the 43.
Oh, what a great call by Auburn staff there. Gus Malzahn knew he needed to help his defense. He got a big play to McCaleb. McCaleb's speed, as LSU fans know, can run around the corner at any time.
That's a gain of 25. This is Michael Dyer. He and McCaleb split time at the running back spot, sometimes on there together. Edwards, Brockers, Logan, and Montgomery up front for LSU. Francois, Minter, and Baker. And in the secondary, Claiborne, Taylor, Eric Reed, and Ron Brooks gets the start for the suspended Tyrann Mathieu. 2nd down. Handoff. Dyer. Third down.
This time, though, third and manageable. LSU looks like they're going to stay with their regular defense, no nickel package. I would sense that without Matthew, they would go less nickel and dime against this running attack for Auburn.
Play action. Got him. Barkevius Mingo, number 49.
Well, when you're trying to fake the ball right at the defensive end and no one shows up to block this guy right there, and man, no one even waves. The backside guard was supposed to come across, but Chad Slade had no time to get there.
Odell Beckham goes back, and the punter Stephen Clark, special teams playing very well for Auburn, and Clark with 22 punts inside the 20 this season. This one, nice pace and a fair catch, make it 23 punts inside the 20. 40-yard punt, nothing on the return. Barkevius Mingo got through and sacked Mosley. LSU's got the ball again. LSU leads at 7-0. It's time now to take a look at our Home Depot tools for success. Gary?
You know, Vern, we always talk about technique and talent with the little guys, but watch Will Blackwell and Chris Falk do technique and talent. Those two are going to block this one and this one. They're immensely talented, but watch the technique as they scoop out and then fit inside. That's a lot of work in practice and a lot of technique to use your big hogs up front to block people that don't look like they're blockable.
And on his 6th run of his career, Ken Hilliard gets the touchdown. And now LSU has the ball back. That was Chris Falk and Blackwell, successive SEC Offensive Linemen of the Week the last 2 weeks, by the way. And out of the eye.
See why?
Yes. And off deep. This is Alfred Blue again, number 4.
Blue carried the ball up the middle. Stopped by Freeman.
El Toro Freeman, number 21. Nico Thorpe was also there, number 15, to help.
Yeah, and El Toro Freeman got his first start at middle linebacker last week. And on that play, he showed exactly what he's going to be called on to do in this football game. Use his quickness to get over and stop those weak side isolation plays before they can get started.
2nd down, 7. That's Peterson. Moves to the right side. Lee, draw play. Alfred Blue. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, I don't think they're going to replace Spencer Ware and his violent type of attack into the second line of the defense. When Spencer Ware got up tight to that offensive line and got to those linebackers and safeties, he punished them. You know, Blue's going to get what's blocked, but Ware got much more than what's
yes,
blocked.
He did. On 3rd down, 2, it's Hilliard back in there. He goes right.
That's a stop. That's a big stop. Very close.
Yeah, it is close. The line judge's left foot just short of the 25. They might want to bring the chain out. Oh, 1st down. Got it. Eyeballed it.
I thought he bounced across the line, to tell you the truth on that one, but Hilliard, that's an interesting substitution for without Ware. They're going to go a little bit bigger at the tailback spot and try to get that power of Ware with a bigger back.
Russell Shepard goes wide to the right side. James Wright, number 82, is also on the field. There's a toss. Hilliard. Well, this Auburn defense was like a sieve the first 3 games. 37 points, average of 534, including 600 plus to Clemson, but they've tightened it.
They have, and a lot of it was third down defense. You know, Mississippi State went 11 for 20, over 50%, and Clemson 14 for 18 in that football game against this Auburn defense. From there, they've improved each week.
And held Florida to 194 yards total in last week's win. Play action, Lee back, a lot of time, goes deep, and a little bump, but no flag called. It was intended for Beckham.
And it was very good coverage that time. Really a two-man route. They were expecting from Auburn a blitz from Ted Roof. You can see the coverage, very clean. Would have taken a perfect throw and a jumping catch that time, and nothing was there.
5 new fresh players come on now. Beckham is out. Cadron Boone is one of them. Jarvis Landry, number 80, you saw him. James Wright and Landry go wide to the right side. And Michael Ford is alongside Jared Lee. Quick flip, just short of Michael Ford.
Lee's pass intended for.
Yeah, and you know what? That pass rush that Auburn's been given, Gene Chizik, with that defense, the pressure they put on the last few games, it has allowed Ted Roof just to rush 4 guys and match up in the secondary. I thought Jarrett was a little quick with that throw and obviously not very accurate, but good defense that time from Auburn. They needed to stop very badly.
Brad Wing, the redshirt freshman punter out of Melbourne, Australia. And he sails this one. Quan Bray, first contact. Oh, there's a flag down. 2 flags down. Bray is down as well.
Bray returned the kickoff. Reed made the tackle. Flag at the 16-yard.
Yeah, I think it was Brooks that time that got the flag.
It was. That's Ron Brooks. He of the 4.3 speed in the 40-yard dash.
You know, and there was a late flag also. That's why there's the meeting. There was 2 on the face mask, and then I saw a flag come out very late.
Matt Austin is the lead official, the referee here.
So we obviously have more than just a face mask.
Yes.
Right at the end of the play, I saw one last throw, and that's the one that evened it up to both sides.
One is a personal foul. The other is an illegal block to the back.
He looked around. Can't quite find anything. Yeah, the umpire threw it real late there.
All right. After due deliberation, which continues, here's Matt Austin.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, face mask, 13 of the kicking team. During the return, block in the back on the receiving team, number 14. Those penalties offset. Replay, 4th down.
Penalties offset.
Well,
It never happened.
Auburn comes out the beneficiary in this one because they were nailed down in the 16-yard line.
They were, Vern,
No?
that is true, but the face mask was very early. The block in the back seemed to happen very, very late when he was almost tackled. Right in the middle of the screen there was nowhere that play was going to go anywhere. It was unnecessary, so they would have got a 15 yards tacked on.
Gotcha.
So,
all right.
and all that, it really didn't happen. We're just going to do it over again.
Winning at the 15.
See if Auburn can take advantage of it, though.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Here's Brad Wing. And Quan Bray knocked out of bounds near the 33-yard line. Make it.
Knocked out of bounds.
46-yard punt, 7 on the return. And And this outstanding LSU defense will be on the field when we return. This outstanding LSU defense will be on the field when we return.
Well, Clint Mosley was substituted in at quarterback to try to produce some passing yards. Now, Gus Malzahn has got him off the first drive and tried to get maybe his butterflies away, but they're going to use more than one guy in this game.
And Kyle Frazier is in now. He's listed as the third teamer and is more of a run threat than he is a passing threat, though.
Penalty. Still first down.
Wow. Get a delay a game after exchange of possession is very embarrassing for an offense.
And Frazier's out. Mosley's in. Clint Mosley lost the starting job in a summer-long competition to Barrett Trotter. Trotter ineffective for most of the last 2.5 games. Here's Mosley back. And this is when he can be helpful when the play breaks down. And he gets the original penalty back, Sam Montgomery.
Well, and when we talked to the Auburn staff, the Brain Trust, Gus told us that one thing we'd like to see Mosley give us is something outside of the offense. We're going to try to track that for you today. It's not going to be Cam Newton outside, but it's just a little bit.
On the sweep, this is Ontario McCaleb.
That's going to be 15 more at the end of it.
Well,
Eric Reed, unnecessarily. He is quick, isn't he, though, Vern? McCaleb, oh my goodness.
He's got some speed.
He does. He really does.
Following
He gets
the play, dead ball, personal foul, number 1 of the defense. Late hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty for the end of the run, automatic first down.
You don't blame Eric Reed here. He got probably both. He got a horse collar and out of bounds on the same play. I mean, if you're Eric Reed, you remember the 70-yard sprint to break the game open last year, and he was after him all the way.
In Auburn, these two teams were tied 17 all. Late fourth quarter, both undefeated, 7-0, and McCaleb had a 70-yard dash for what proved to be the winning touchdown. Here's McCaleb on the reverse, and again weaving his way. Let's take you back, 17-17. Both teams undefeated, and this is what happened as Newton handed off to McCaleb, and there he goes.
I remember what I said right before this snap. I said, don't you have the feeling that Cam Newton will handle every running play from here on in? How wrong can you be?
Yeah, but.
Got him.
Frazier's got a man in the end zone. It's tipped. Oh, Ron Brooks, who's getting the start because of the suspension to Tyrann Mathieu, and the receiver Stallworth wide open.
Well, it was just a half tick late. A little more air under it, and that receiver, as you could see, had to stop for the ball. A little late and a little low, and Stallworth could have had a touchdown.
Second down, 10.
Great play by Brooks to recover.
Three seconds. Got it away just in time. Left side.
Oh, nice catch.
Yes, it was. That's D'Angelo Benton, who's starting again this week in place of the injured Emory Blake.
Yeah, and it was Benton that had the big catch for Mosley in that South Carolina game. And he went up, climbed the ladder, and got that one, too. That really helps a young quarterback who is looking for stuff. Another quarterback, right? Frazier.
This is Frazier. Saw the graphic, one of only two teams, LSU is, that has not allowed a first quarter touchdown this year. They've given up only 3 field goals.
Also in the stop. Second down.
And the Verizon red zone stats for the Auburn Tigers, 11 of 19. Second down. Mosley back in. Half roll, he's being chased from behind. Got him. Second sack for Barkevius Mingo, who came in unimpeded.
You know, some of these plays work against most defensive ends. But when these defensive ends run you down, they're running you down with 4.5, 4.6 speed. And when Mosley looks back, he goes, it wasn't like that in Class 2A high school football.
No. Loss of 15.
Wraparound draw.
Yes, it's McCaleb. Back to the 20, there is a flag down.
Yeah, I think it was, again, offsides by Mingo, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Johnson covered him.
See if it's number 49.
Picked up 4 yards.
Left side of the screen. Mingo does get off before the snap. Could see the play call with a young quarterback.
Offside, defense 49, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Gus Malzahn had decided we'll take a little draw play and a chance for 3 points.
Tigers penalized 5 yards for being offside.
Three wides to the right side. One left. Here comes another unimpeded rusher.
Derek Bryant. And the blitz. Fourth down.
Yeah, this was a successful speed defense again, but it should have been shoveled inside. That was supposed to be a shovel pass to the inside to McCaleb, and Mosley just didn't let it go.
In the game to attempt the field goal.
Cody Parkey out of Ryan White's hole will attempt the field goal. 43 yards the distance. 8 of 11 for the year. Got it.
Kick is good.
But still no touchdown given up by the LSU defense.
But it was a nice answer for Auburn that needed some good news. They had a stop and now a good drive.
Football season.
But it was a nice answer for Auburn that needed some good news. They had a stop and now a good drive.
Football season.
Monday on CBS, John Cryer and Ashton Kutcher star in a new episode of TV's #1 show, 2.5 Men, Monday. Only CBS. Stanford hasn't given up a first quarter point yet. Virginia 7, LSU now 4 field goals. You should add one to that bottom line that said 3 field goals. They've now given up 4.
I mean, there's no arguing that LSU has one of the top 2-3 defenses in college football. A lot of people think it's the top defense, but they have not faced for a while now because of the backup quarterback, a real significant threat at quarterback. And they're making people pay because of it.
Yes. Shepard and Brooks are the deep men. Cody Parkey with the kick, and there's an example of the distance he has given Auburn on kickoffs. Well, this is the 3rd straight week they've faced a man making his first start of the year. Jacoby Brissett, his first start ever, much like Mosley today. That was in the Florida game. And then last week it was Matt Sims who came on to replace the injured Tyler Bray and had, by any standard, an ineffective effort.
Yeah, and you can see with Clint Mosley right now, he is not used to the speed of this game. I mean, they're coming fast, but they're going to come fast all game. He's got to pick up his pace and understand how to get rid of that ball faster and faster. It's going to happen all day.
Chase Clement, the backup tight end. And here is Michael Ford. Let's go back to the studio for this John Hancock update. Here's Tim Brando.
Vern, Gary, a wild one in the Big East, and Cincinnati's Zach Collaros, well, he was involved in 5 touchdowns today. This one, the game winner with 12 seconds left, 37-34. Cincinnati remains the only unbeaten conference team in the Big East. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Tim.
22-yard line.
Second down 8 here, 7-3 as we near the end of the first quarter of play. Backs in the eye again. Toss comes to Michael Ford, and it's going to be third down.
Left side.
And again, you see those linebackers, Bates it was that time, coming across and making that play. They are very fast. And when we talked to Ted Roof, what he would take in this football game, he didn't even bat an eye. Tackle.
Yes.
You know, those games when it was just going crazy, he said we missed so many tackles. We're throwing our bodies at guys. They're not wrapping up. And so far, like you saw in that one right there, they wrapped up and made the play.
Well, Ted Roof telling us last night in the Clemson loss when they gave up 600 yards, they had 22 missed tackles for an accumulative 200+ yards in that one. That's the end of the first with our score 7-3. We'll return to Tiger Stadium after this message and this word from your local station. Tiger Stadium on Saturday afternoon on the campus of LSU in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 7-3 as we begin the second 15. Gary Danielson, Tracy Wilson, Vern Lundquist with you. Third down and 5 for the LSU Tigers. Jarrett Lee has played every offensive snap thus far. Snap back, pass left side. Looks like it's going to be just short of the first down. Well, we've talked about the suspensions, and it'll be a constant theme here. The three LSU players. Tyrann Mathieu, their best defensive player. Have you noticed anything in his action?
Not yet, Vern, because the defensive line for LSU has been so dominating in the football game that Matthew's presence has not really popped up yet. I can't imagine he's not going to make some impact eventually because he made so many big plays, not just the tackles, but big plays. We'll see. But again, right there, Ted Roof got exactly what he wanted. He blitzed that time, forced a short pass, and got another stop on third down.
And so here is the punt, and the fair catch called for and taken at the 19-yard line.
Fair catch, 19-yard line.
Quan Bray, number 4,
Auburn
was back. 52 yards on the punt. Auburn Tigers have it when we come back. Philip Lutzenkirchen has become one of the better-known Tigers of Auburn, especially in last year's NCAA championship run. There he is, quiet so far, but 2 game-winning touchdowns, 1 this year. He's the focus of Sonic's celebrating creativity in the SEC, and for more, here's Tracy.
Well, Vern, let's celebrate the Auburn tight end with the catchy last name. The go-to receiver in clutch situations. He's a huge Disney fan. He owns 20 to 30 movies. Toy Story is one of his favorites, and last year he dressed up as Woody for Halloween. No word on what he'll be this year. Lutzenkirchen has become a trendsetter at Auburn. Take the Lutzen stash, for example. The junior sported one during the summer, and it caught on with friends and teammates. But what he's really known for, Vern, is the Lutzie. The dance he did following his key touchdown in the Iron Bowl last year. It became a YouTube sensation, and everyone wanted to learn to Lutzie. Guys?
Except Gary and me.
Yeah, he was embarrassed by it too, though, by the way, last night, wasn't he?
Yeah, he kind of wishes that there was no such thing as YouTube. Really a fun fella to sit and chat with. Here's the handoff left side to Michael Dyer, number 5, and Michael Brockers, number 90, makes the stop.
Well, I just don't see how Gus Malzahn can keep tricking LSU for the whole game. Auburn's going to have to figure out how to block those guys up front.
Yeah.
You just can't keep pulling rabbits out of your hat.
Second down and 10. Mosley with pressure, backside again. He does get out of this one and picks up a couple to the 22-yard line, but again, an unblocked rush end.
And it's been the whole story of the football game. Whatever is going on up front has not been good. They've got some good skill plays in the secondary by Brooks, but it's been off the edges that have been happening too quick for this Auburn offense. Excuse me.
And here's Auburn with the 3rd and 7. Mosley with the play change. He's got Lutzenkirchen, but that is short of the first down. A little pass underneath. Derek Bryant, who's got a sack today, number 36, made the stop.
Again, it's early in this football game, and I don't really mind seeing a quarterback take the easy throw right here. Before you really lose the game, it's not bad to punt it. Your defense has stayed in the game. Let's not make a big mistake by trying to be, all SEC in your first start.
That brings on Stephen Clark to punt for the second time today.
And Gene Chizik just raved about his special teams, did he not?
Yes, he did.
Said they're keeping us in games.
Here's Clark. This is Odell Beckham. The freshman runs up. Whoa!
That is a really gutsy play for a true freshman, isn't it? That ball could have bounced and made a 10, 12, 20-yard roll on the play. That's a guy that knows and understands sports and competition, is willing to risk a turnover to make a big play.
Beckham Jr. His dad played football here. LSU, top ranked in the country for the last 4 weeks. Ball here. LSU, top ranked in the country for the last 4 weeks. LSU 7-3, about to get the ball on offense for the 4th consecutive time. And Jordan Jefferson is on the field offensively. Well-known story, he was suspended for the first 4 games, and his number of snaps, Gary, have increased in subsequent games. He had 17 runs in the last game. First down, 10. Handoff.
Handed well.
Russell Shepard.
Shepard carried the ball.
El Toro Freeman, number 21.
Well, you can see, as Vern was talking about, the commitment by this offense, Sadrawa, Craig Thorpe, Les Miles, that we need both guys to win the national championship.
There's Lee. Started 8 games as a redshirt freshman. Had the well-documented interception problems and sat behind Jefferson for the last 2 years. And has started every game this year. Now Jefferson, elusive, goes out to the right, keeps it, and is knocked out of bounds at the 35. Let's go back to Tim for this Heisman Watch presented by Nissan.
Vern, as you know, there's not only one Death Valley, there's another, and Taj Boyd tied a school record 5 touchdown passes, added another rushing as Clemson moved to 8-0 for the first time in 11 years. And tonight, Trent Richardson will be on display for the Crimson Tide against Tennessee in the Leaves Begin to Turn game, and Russell Wilson will be at East Lansing to take on Sparty. Back to you.
All right, Tim. I think that Clemson story is one of the great stories this year. 3rd down. Jefferson option left side, tosses. That's Michael Ford. And Auburn does it defensively again.
Both Beckham and Russell Shepard got blocks downfield on the option play. They both knocked their guys down, but the hustle of the Auburn secondary got back up and made the tackle. You get knocked down if the timing isn't perfect. Watch Randall. He's on the other side of the field, I think, doing his job. But to the point of attack, both receivers got their guys, but the Auburn defender gets up, makes the tackle.
Here's the punt from Brad Wing. Quan Bray comes over, lets it bounce.
Great bounce. See what we were talking about, Beckham?
Yeah.
Beckham came up and caught that ball, and that's what happens. That's a difference. It could have been 20 yards one way, 20 yards this way. That's a 40-yard gain or a 40-yard difference.
Brad Wing. A 53-yard punt, nothing on the return. We'll be right back. the return. We'll be right back. (7-3) LSU and that outstanding punt.
Yeah, let's go back to back with this, Vern. Odell Beckham on the previous one makes a athletic save of a ball. Now watch what could have happened when Auburn doesn't catch it. The ball lands on the 25 and rolls all the way inside the 5. A 21-yard roll. What if that would have happened to LSU? It could be a 40-yard difference in a really tough yardage type football game like we're watching here.
And Kyle Frazier will be in at quarterback. He's the freshman out of Springdale, Arkansas.
He's just not blocking him.
No.
I mean, if you want to get it deep and find out who the... Remember, Tyrann Mathieu and Thorold Simon are the second and third corners on this field. Number 17 for LSU, Morris Claiborne, doesn't get a lot of attacks at him because he's so good. How do you get to throw the ball at the number 4 and 5 corner for LSU? So far, they can't block him well enough to try.
Mosley's back in, pumps once, under pressure again, has to throw it away, and he's on his back. Michael Brockers this time. Well, big news, Tyrann Mathieu, Thorold Simon, their defensive specialist, and Spencer Ware on offense. And they were suspended. Every indication seems to be that Les Miles is going to lift the suspension by tomorrow. Seemed to us that way anyway. Third down.
There was a discussion whether that was intentional grounding in the end zone and an automatic safety. They waved it off.
Mosley changing the play.
I think Auburn took a timeout just prior to the play.
That is their first. Gene Chiswick's Auburn Tigers hanging in there, but perilous play coming up. Chiswick's Auburn Tigers hanging in there, but perilous play coming up. 7-3 here. Tyrann Mathieu missing this game. He was one of the 3 suspended. Ron Brooks with a little tribute on his left arm. Now Mosley. Center is a true freshman, Reed Dismutes. From the end zone across the middle, got it. Lutzenkirchen out to the 20-yard line.
That's a big-time play, and that will ignite the play calling for Auburn. He'll now get Gus Malzahn's kind of belief that he can dial up plays for him. When you make a throw like that on 3rd and long, you say, all right, you earn another one. And they always go to Lutzenkirchen, don't they?
Yes, of course. Mosley now 5 out of 6. Hands it off to Michael Dyer.
That was wonderful, wonderful run that time. Two big plays. Let's go back to the 3rd and long first. Lutzenkirchen is at tight end, actually lined up at tight end this time. Going to come down and break into the middle of the field. Good protection. And Mosley delivers it. Kirken, and then Dyer comes back on the very next play, beats a man at the line of scrimmage, and makes another first down.
Michael Dyer with 2 games in excess of 150 yards on the ground this year. He's got it again, coming left. Yeah. SEC rushing leaders. You heard Tim mention that Trent Richardson and the Alabama Crimson Tide host Tennessee tonight.
Yeah, it's so tough to see Marcus Lattimore go out of that lineup, isn't it? One of the most highly skilled football players that we have in college football.
Kyle Frazier in at quarterback. Gives it to McCaleb. Lutzenkirchen's out there to help with the block, and McCaleb scoots out of bounds near the 42. Brandon Taylor, number 18.
Well, one of the things that when you're moving the ball against this LSU defense, you believe is, if you're Gus Malzahn, is it's going to be hard to move it all the way down the field against this defense. Sooner or later, they're going to get a big play against you. Where does Auburn find a big play?
There is a flag on the far side. Here's Matt Austin again.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Boy, I don't know, unless it was one of the linemen that were lined up too far in the backfield. Mosley, the formation was well designed, but it was the stance of Mosley that was lined up too far in the backfield.
I'll take another look. They mark it off at 14. Mosley is out. Kyle Frazier's back in.
Yeah, it was right here.
Yeah.
Mosley was too far in the backfield.
That's Brandon Mosley. No relation. They had Frazier from the get-go. Now Clint Mosley will come back on the field on third down. Brandon Mosley is the right tackle. We had a chance to chat with Clint Mosley last night. He said he was told 5 minutes to go before the halftime break was over that he was going to start. He went to his right tackle and said, Brandon, I need your help here in the second half. He said, for what? He said, because I'm starting. And Mosley said, no. And they made the switch. So Gene Chizik told Clint Mosley before he told the team. And here he is starting in his first game at Auburn on the road, and he drills this one just a little too high to Jay Wisner, number 84.
It was a well-thrown ball. It was 4 vertical. Everybody running up a hash. Wisner's perfectly placed on that hash, and that was a well-thrown ball. I mean, you're not going to complete every one of those, but he put it in a spot where nothing bad could happen.
Well, Jay Wisner, in his first year here, his mom yesterday, Lori, wanted to come see him play. Her home is in Butte, Montana. She flew Butte, Salt Lake City, Atlanta, misconnected, overnighted, and flew in here. She is in attendance at Tiger Stadium. And don't you know, she was hoping that her son would make that big catch. First BCS standings came out last Sunday. Her son would make that big catch. First BCS standings came out last Sunday, and LSU, Alabama 1-2. Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Boise State, and on down to Oregon, number 10. Actually, Auburn was number 20 in that list, and that leads us to the Duck, who were the only 2 teams to be ranked number 1 in the initial BCS standings that went on to win the national championship. 2 of them. Jordan Jefferson in at quarterback now. There's the option left side. He pitches, and Michael Ford makes the catch.
I'll tell you, Ted Roof and Gene Chizik. Remember, Gene is a longtime defensive coordinator. There's Ted, his current defensive coordinator, are getting everything they want out of the perimeter. Those guys are coming up and making open field tackles.
That last by Jonathan Mincy, number 6, a redshirt freshman. LSU got its touchdown on the opening drive, 76 yards on that drive, 16 in the subsequent 3 possessions.
Remember, they did it by throwing the ball. They've not done a lot running the ball.
There's a fumble.
Now they got an inadvertent face mask on a dead play.
Wow.
Kenneth Carter, I think, was going to grab it, and he grabbed the face mask. My goodness. LSU does everything wrong, and then to finish the play, Carter sees the ball,
Personal foul.
tries to go for it, and grabs the face mask.
Since the run ended behind the neutral zone, by rule, the 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Wow. And Gene Chizik on the sidelines.
15 yards, face mask. First down.
Yeah, he knew. He knew how big of a play that was. Remember, the first drive was extended by a penalty.
Right.
Again, this drive now, and that was going to be third and very long.
So they march to the south, and that'll be a first down at the 45. Penalties now 5 for Auburn, 2 for LSU.
I think the official said 95, but it was 92, Kenneth Carter, that got the face mask.
7-3, 6:08 to go before halftime.
Let's see if LSU goes back to some passing in this to loosen up this Auburn defense.
Not on this play. That's Kenny Hilliard, number 27, who that time was lined up at the fullback. Second down.
And I'll tell you, Auburn is daring LSU to throw the football. They had their extra safety ratcheted up in that box and are saying, come on, Jordan Jefferson, let's see if they'll throw the football with you. And we know he can.
You bet.
But he's got to get a call first.
43-yard line.
Beckham goes wide to the left side. Mincy will go out and defend him. Kenny Hilliard is the tailback behind J.C. Copeland. Play action. Jefferson, deep right side. Ruben Randall in stride. Touchdown, LSU. Oh my.
Can't throw the ball any better than this. You're daring the quarterback from LSU to throw the ball. They do it, and they do it with perfection. It was a decent jam at the line of scrimmage, but like I said in the open, you go to your guys that make plays. Ruben Randall is a playmaker.
And the penalty proves extremely costly. 60 yards in 3 plays.
My fault there, Vern. Hold on. First, here's the safety in the box. Meaning out here, you've got one-on-one coverage. Watch. A jam at the line of scrimmage, but not enough. Ruben Randall runs right by it. The ball is perfectly thrown. And you know if you're Jordan Jefferson, you say, Coach, I can do this all day. Don't just make me a runner. Let me throw also. All day. Don't just make me a runner. Let me throw also.
Again. 14-3 now as that penalty proves costly. 2 touchdown drives, penalties significant in each. And coming up, 5 minutes from now on the play clock, we'll go back to the Geico halftime report. Tim and Spencer. Updated scores and highlights from around the country.
You know, it's interesting also on that play is Auburn dialed in Robinson Teresi, number 27, to play bump and run there. Vern, I didn't even have him on my depth chart until last night in the meeting. I had Davis, Mincy, Bell, and Ryan White. Teresi's in there on a look where you're depending on him to match up one of the top receivers in this league.
14-3. Here's the kick. Taken a yard in. It's Teresi. And he's out to the 23-yard line. Well, Gary, you mentioned the 2 penalties that sustained each of these drives.
Yeah, so this one was on a 3rd down play when Auburn had LSU off the field and into a long drive and a touchdown. And remember, the ball gets dropped here. It would have been 3rd and about 15 in this sequence. They get the first down, they run the next play, and then they throw the pass for the touchdown. 2 huge penalties.
Total of 5. Kyle Frazier is the quarterback, number 10. Hands it off. Dyer comes near side, and Brockers is there to greet him. Wow.
Tell you, everybody talks about this front 4. I almost remember I scolded myself
right
about not talking about them enough. But you're really seeing what a dynamite front four they are today by making this running game. Remember, this is a team that ran for 440 yards last year against this defense. And they're at 34 so far.
Mosley. This is Trevon Reed. He's missed the last 3 games, and there's a flag out of bounds, and the block from Jay Wisner, number 84.
A beautiful block at the edge of this really made this a successful play. And we're going to get something tacked down, aren't we?
Looks like Ron Brooks might have been, yep, there he is.
You know, and Brooks was trying to lay off. He was trying to stop because Hatcher was pulling them out of the play. Watch the block to the top of the screen. That's what's really sprung the play.
15-yard penalty for the end of the run, automatic first down.
Reed was trying to go down the sideline. Hatcher was pulling him out. When Reed went outside, that's when the hit occurred. Now remember, as we get to the end of the half here, the game at the end of the half, okay, is a big part of both of these football teams. They really stress it. Gus Malzahn talked about how they work the end of the half and the end of the game. With 4 minutes to go to end the half, remember, Auburn gets the ball to start the second half.
On first down, play action, Mosley, deep right side. He's got a man open, and it hits the defender before it gets to Lutzenkirchen.
It's that wheel route that Malzahn loves in his offense. Defended this time by Jones, the linebacker. Ball thrown behind. Decent coverage. It would have made a perfect throw on the play.
2nd and 10. Mosley for the day, 6 of 9 now for 82 yards.
I think he's holding his own, and I think he's more gotten used to the speed of the game.
Little quick flip out to the near side. Trevante Stallworth, number 85. Morris Claiborne makes the stop. Big third down coming up. 20 scores in the final minute of the 2nd and 4th quarters under Gene Chizik. Yeah, they emphasized last night how much they work on that part of the game.
I've been out to a number of practices. They set the clock up there. They talk about it all the time. They emphasize it.
3rd and 10. LSU with 3 down. They bring 5. Screen pass at the feet of the intended receiver. That was Lutzenkirchen. That's clearly not a lateral. It's an incomplete pass. And Mosley again under pressure.
I'll tell you, Ron Brooks coming off the edge. He's playing that nickel back spot. They go a 3-man line. And Brooks, as you mentioned, Vern, 4-3-4-4, comes off the edge. Lutzenkirchen lets him go because it's a screen pass, and the speed of him coming off the edge right there, even faster than a linebacker, stopped that play.
Well, here comes Stephen Clark again. We mentioned 23 punts now for the season inside the 20-yard line. He's got an opportunity to place this one.
Yeah, he's in no hurry here. They'll take a penalty.
Yep.
Brooks actually gets a penalty. Number 13, Ron Brooks.
So on 4th down, they'll mark off 5.
Delay of game on the kicking team. That penalty's declined.
Oh, declined. Okay.
4th down.
Stephen Clark out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Tigers declined the penalty. 4th down.
Fair catch. Another one inside the 20. This is inside the 15. 25-yard punt, effective. Time now to cue the duck and give you the answer to the Aflac effective. Time now to cue the duck and give you the answer to the Aflac trivia question.
First down for the Tigers.
2 teams to be ranked number 1 in the initial BCS standings who went on to win the national championship. Florida State in '99, USC in 2004.
All your Auburn fans, close your eyes on that one.
I know. Tommy Tuberville and the Tigers of Auburn had a pretty decent year in '04, and they were ignored at the end of the
Gene
season.
Chizik, defensive coordinator of that team.
That's right. First down. Jarrett Lee is back in now, 3:06. See what kind of play calls we get. Here's Hilliard with another carry. Kenny Hilliard had the first touchdown in this ball game. His first of his career.
Well, it is interesting how they went to a big back to try to simulate what Spencer Ware does in this attacking downhill run game. This is not the style that LSU has used. They've changed coordinators. Gary Croton did not like this style. Les has kind of gone back to his roots with this attacking downhill run.
Hilliard tries to get outside and does not, but he does get to the 28-yard line. Nico Thorpe made the stop.
Now, you know, I think Les thinks he's got the better team. He's got the power running game. He's got what do we got? The lead here, right? 14-3, 11-point lead. He just doesn't want to turn over late. If they break one and get the ball out to the 40-yard line, we'll do something, but it should be conservative and get it to halftime.
Here's the quick toss out to the near side.
Great.
Beckham out of bounds. Among the other statistical tidbits for this team, this LSU team has not been in the lead for only 6 minutes all year. That was late in the first game, the second quarter. They trailed Oregon 13-9 for about 6. They have been dominant in every game.
And now they're going to feel the space on the field, and now this Auburn defense is going to face everything they got, whether it's power, run game, play action. They're going to try to look for a score now.
Nice catch by Beckham on the left side. He's out to the 43, 1:39 to go.
Using their timeouts here, too.
Yep, they've got all 3. Now they've got 2. Second down 4.
And I think what set up this drive, to me, was the first play of the drive. When they ran it right up the gut and got that first down, that long play, they said, all right, let's see what happens here.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. 1:37 to go before the break. LSU up. It has been, as we mentioned, throughout a season of challenges. Back on July 19th, the 1-year probation was announced. Jordan Jefferson and Johns arrested, suspended after a bar fight. Both sat out 4 games to start the season. Russell Shepard missed the first 3 games because of an NCAA compliance issue. And then, of course, the headlines this week, the suspension of Tyrann Mathieu, Thorold Simon, and Spencer Ware for having failed a randomly administered drug test. Here's Russell Shepard, nothing doing on that one. He lost a couple of yards.
Remember, when we're looking at this offensive line, they don't even have their center in the football game. That's P.J. Lonigan right there. And they've also lost, remember, one of their best offensive guards, Dvorak, to start the season. 2 of their best 5 aren't even playing.
Timeout called.
Dvorak is one of their better players.
1:17 remaining. That timeout called by Auburn. Auburn 1 timeout remaining. LSU with a couple. And it's 3rd down. LSU up 14-3.
Les walked almost all the way out to the football with Jarrett Lee that time. And I can only imagine him saying, Jarrett, if it's not there, I don't mind a punt here.
Blitz right up the middle. Oh my goodness. Oh, Demetrius McNeil had it there, 2 flags down.
I thought it was intercepted for sure.
Oh my goodness.
And then they're going to get a pass interference on the play, but I'm not sure. Seems like McNeil got to the ball first. Watch him right here. He anticipates the slant and gets there. Yes, there was holding,
Pass
no
interference,
doubt.
defense number 11. Ball will be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Chris Davis had his right arm all over the wide receiver Randall this time. And that's holding before it was thrown or pass interference, whatever. But that was close. I bet Les Miles had his heart stop on that one.
And after the penalty, first down, LSU.
Another penalty too.
Yes.
Extend.
Jarrett Lee 8 for 10 in this ball game, and the rusher is forced out of the way. That catch is made by Alfred Blue. 1:03 to go. They will go quickly. D'Angelo Peterson hustles on, lines up to the left side. Second down. Auburn brings 4. Lee, safety valve. Blue.
He wanted to go hitch and go that time to Ruben Randall, but the safety made the play and he came off it. Nico Thorpe saved the day. Thorpe is going to see this. They want to go hitch and then go on the play. Hitch and then go. See that right there? Nico Thorpe is in position, and it was a good double read that time by Jarrett Lee not to gamble on the throw.
3rd and 8. Deep right side, Randall's there. Got him! Touchdown! 46 yards, and for the 3rd scoring drive in the first half, a penalty significant.
Well, they had their #1 corner on him too, and he ran right by Chris Davis. Remember, Davis had the interference penalty, and instead of trying to go hitch and go, they just ran right by him. And Ruben Randall, as we thought, a go-to guy without wearing the game.
Alemán with the extra point. Wow.
You can't expect your corner to help here. Nico Thorpe can't get over there far enough. You expect your corner to get a jam and a help on this play. He's playing inside technique. The ball outthrows both the safety and the corner. They had him bracketed, but when you bracket, you can't get beat outside.
2 touchdown catches for Ruben Randall, 1 each from Jefferson and Jarrett Lee. And you think Jarrett Lee wasn't happy with this? Will Blackwell back there to help him celebrate.
Vern, one more time. The breakdown is by Davis. Watch Nico Thorpe turn in. He's got a bracket. The only thing Chris Davis can't get beat is to the outside. He's got help inside. Watch, Nico Thorpe turns in for help, but you can't get help if this guy beats you to the outside. He had help inside. If he'd have jammed him and forced him inside, the play can't happen.
Ruben Randall, 5 catches now for 106 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And a perfect throw helps.
Yes, it doesn't it?
Jeez. You gotta know when you're playing defensive back, it's too hard to cover these guys. You have to know where the coach has given you help. He had help inside. He let Randall beat him outside. That was the only place he couldn't go.
Hairston with the kickoff. Trey Mason, number 21, the freshman running back. He's been out with an injury, and this time brought down at the 28-yard line. Tomorrow on CBS, travel to Bangkok, where it's 4th and long for the former NFL star and his wife. Don't miss a new amazing race tomorrow, only CBS.
29-yard line.
That has to be the most disheartening of all the plays so far in this first half. Okay, if you're Auburn, you can go to the halftime, 14-3. You say, okay, one play, we're back in it. Now that's got to be real tough.
And that's going to be another sack.
Auburn has the timeout, but I can't imagine they're going to use it.
Taj Jones credited with that sack.
Taj Jones with the sack. 4th sack in the first half. Yep.
Second down, 13.
Let's go try to regroup.
That last one was a nail. That was a tough one.
Here's Tracy with Gene Chisholm.
Coach, 3 huge penalties, and all 3 led to LSU touchdowns. How do you get that corrected in the second half?
Well, Some of them are face mask penalties. Guys are trying hard out there. We got to cut down on the penalties if we want a chance to win. We're playing really good defense, which leads to extra plays, which obviously leads to big plays. Offensively, we got to do something to move the ball. We're not moving the ball very well.
Speaking of offense, Clint Mosley getting his first start. How has he handled the speed of the game so far?
Well, so far he's not doing bad. You know, he's under a lot of duress and a lot of pressure right now. There's no question about that. So we got to do something about the pass rush, try to get that fixed and give him a chance.
Thanks a lot, Vern.
All right. Thank you, Tracy. That's the end of the half with the score 21-3. Let's go back to Tim Brando in our New York studio.
All right, Fern, Coach Kizik pretty much summed it up. Coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, Spencer, Aaron, and I will have all the action, including Clemson and Kansas State, each hanging 59 today while keeping a 0 in the loss column. After this from your local station.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We're in here practicing ball security. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geico Halftime Report. I'm Tim Brando with the score in Baton Rouge. LSU leading Auburn 21-3. I'm joined by Spencer Tillman and Aaron Taylor. This has been a textbook offering of outstanding offense with two quarterbacks at work.
Yeah, there's no question LSU is getting it done, and it's been the Auburn defense that's been letting people down with big plays and penalties that hurt themselves. Yeah. We've been really impressed with LSU's front seven. 4 sacks holding Auburn's run game in check, not the recipe to win the ball game.
Yeah, Barkevius Mingo, the outside linebacker, has been getting to the quarterback enough. Clint Mosley has got to adjust his internal clock because that pressure's coming off the side. If he's not mobile, they're going to be in a deep hole from the rest of the way out.
All right, on to today's action with our highlight blitz. A lot of key games for us to talk about. How about them Cowboys going on the road to Faurot Field at Missouri?
Well, they're trying to get to 7-0 for just the third time in their history. Joseph Randall does a nice job of getting them there. Finds a nice little gap here, and here's a big 59-yard run for the score. 3 rushing and 1 receiving for Randall on the day.
Okie State counting the days to the 29th when they have an opportunity in a very big game that's coming up. Air Force and Boise State. Well, you know what? Kellen Moore is just outstanding, and don't adjust your set. They're back on the blue turf.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Kellen Moore connects with Matt Miller for a 19-yard touchdown. Early in this ball game, Air Force, even with all the injuries on defense, came to play.
20-10 at the break. Boise in need of some style points in the second half. Into the ACC we go. North Carolina and Clemson. What about the play of Taj Boyd all season long?
He's the linchpin to what they do. Boyd here finds Martavius Bryant here in the end zone for a 29-yard touchdown strike. Boyd had 5 touchdowns to 5 different receivers today. Unbelievable offensive explosion.
Boy, a job that Dabo Sweeney has done. He was on the firing line at the beginning of the year. Speaking of firing lines, Houston Nuts now lost 10 in a row in the SEC. First time in the 79-year history that's happened. This was a safety after 24 unanswered points had been scored by Arkansas. Ole Miss came back, got a touchdown, closed to within 5, got the onside kick, but then Randall Mackey, the youngster, gave up a sack. Then this pick by safety Eric Bennett, and that was the ball game as Arkansas holds on to win 29-24. They were down 17-0 to open that game up. Oregon taking on Colorado today. LaMichael James dressed for the game, not playing, and this is probably the reason why.
Because Kenyon Barner's putting in the after-jets, taking some of the pressure off the old man. The young man breaks to the right, breaks free, 84 yards for the touchdown. Oregon was up 22-0 at that point.
Slowed down a little late there, didn't he? A little Leon Lettish. 35-0, the score at the break there. Kansas State, Bill Snyder's team, anchored by Colin Klein at work here.
Forget about the fact he's got a funky delivery. He can run it 6 yards out for the touchdown there. 14-0 Kansas State. Look at Bill Snyder's team. Unbelievable.
He accounted for 5 touchdowns, a career-high 195 for him. Boston College and Hokie High, the boys from VPI, Aaron.
Well, we know if there's something that Virginia Tech can do, it's run the football. And here, running back David Wilson takes a pitch and runs 42 yards, rumbling. Boston College is struggling on defense. Not very good tackling there. Great touchdown.
13-7, the score in the third with 10 and change. Nebraska and Minnesota, Huskers just rolling it up right now for Bo Pelini in that game. Black shirts decided to show up. A&M and Iowa State, a little going-away party taking place for A&M in Missouri, it appears, but here's Tannehill going to work.
Speaking of playing well early, Iowa State was in this ballgame, but Tannehill passes the tight end Michael Lamont for the 18-yard touchdown. Second touchdown for Tannehill.
Aggies hope to throw out a few parting gifts on their way to the SEC, it appears. Georgia Tech taking on Miami today. Strange play here. Watch this. The punter gets off a beauty, and Zach Lasky is going to muff it. No, just don't. Oh, you can't, and he did. JoJo Nicholas falls on it for a touchdown. 14-0 Hurricanes. They've gone on to a 21-7 lead at halftime. And Purdue and Illinois fighting Zooks got out to that great start. Now they've lost 2 in a row as the Boilers do them in 21-14. Well, coming up, we'll tell you about a sleeper unbeaten and a hidden Heisman candidate. That's when the Geico Halftime Report continues.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS.
Welcome back to the Geico Halftime Report. A reminder, post-game coverage continues over on CBS Sports Network with SEC Tonight, presented by Geico. It's part of our extensive pre- and post-game SEC coverage. To find out how to get CBS Sports Network, go to cbssportsnetwork.com. Now let's get back to the Blitz. Marshall taking on Houston. Case Keenum is the winningest quarterback in school history at Houston with a career record, look at that, of 30-13, and here he is going to work.
Great story. Case Keenum connects with Patrick Edwards here for a 70-yard touchdown pass early in the first quarter. Again, he sets the NCAA record for total yards, surpassing Timmy Chang of the Rainbow Warriors. They still call them Rainbow, just Warriors now, right?
Tell you what, he's been there longer than Major Ogilvy was at Alabama. All right, take a look at this score, will you? Wake Forest coming in and beating Duke today. Had to come from behind to do it. 24-23 the final. Maryland and Florida State. Seminoles finally getting it back together again now that Manuel has returned. 14 of 19, 226, 17-3 at the half against the Terps. And Cincinnati, what a performance by Zach Collaros today.
Yeah, they don't have a Case Keenum, but they got this guy, Zach Collaros, who runs it in for the 2-yard touchdown. He's a pretty good quarterback, too.
Yeah, you could say that. 37-34 the final. Elsewhere, East Carolina, we show you this because Dominic Davis, and you've seen plenty of him over on the CBS Sports Network, Aaron, 26 of 26 in the first half, an NCAA record for Ruffin McNeil's team. Still plenty of time left in that game. Well, a reminder, next week, it's going to be one of the fiercest rivalries in the SEC. Georgia and Florida. Coverage begins at 2:30 Eastern with a CBS College Football special presented by Ram, followed at 3 o'clock by Autotrader.com College Football Today. And there's more football tomorrow with the NFL on CBS. Regional action. Many will see the Chargers face the Jets and the Steelers take on the Cardinals. It all starts at noon Eastern with the NFL Today. Thanks for watching the Geico Halftime Report. Before we go, we'd like to send out a get well wish to our makeup artist, Mindy Drazen. We're thinking about you, Mindy. Hope you feel better soon. Coming up, the second half of Auburn and LSU. You enjoy the rest of the game.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This is where the Auburn spirit is realized. This is where we believe it's a practical world, and we'll be ready. This is where faculty are mentors, and passionate tradition meets the present and connects us to something larger. This is where we believe in each other, and we're all in to be more than a university. We're family, the Auburn family, and there's nothing else like it. This is Auburn University.
LSU up 21-3 as we get set for the start of the second half. And a reminder coming this December, Showtime will take you behind the scenes of Army and Navy football with the new documentary, A Game of Honor. Get the first look with exclusive online episodes at cbssports.com/honor. Ruben Randall, one of the offensive stars of the first half, back with the second half kickoff after this.
Purple and gold are more than LSU's colors. They define us. Purple is the passion that drives our pursuit of golden achievements. They're the unstoppable combination that propelled Shaq to 4 NBA championships, took rockers better than Ezra platinum, and helped Maxime Faget's spacecraft punch a hole in the mesosphere, blasting the first American into space. Whether you want to be a superstar, a rock star, or send people closer to the stars, we transform your potential into greatness. Love purple, live gold.
Here come the Tigers.
LSU touchdown. Louisiana, Tigers Stadium on a Saturday afternoon. Les Miles 40-6 coming into this game at home, and his team seemingly in command now. Up 21-3. It was 7-3 at the end of one quarter, and a real ball game until the latter stages of the first half, when Ruben Randall was on the receiving end of two long touchdown passes to put LSU up 21-3. Auburn will get the ball to begin this quarter. There's Ron Brooks, who got the start today in place of the suspended Tyrann Mathieu. Les Miles, now in his 7th season here, winner of the 2007 BCS championship, and enjoying a superb year here in 2011. Here is the kick from Hairston. Oh boy.
No, it's the ball.
Okay, yes, it is the ball.
And it's got to come all the way out.
It is the ball.
It has to come all the way out.
But it was scary because the foot was on the line. Well, what are your overall impressions of what we've seen so far?
Well, Auburn was close. 14-3. They have the ball. They have an opportunity to make it a good second half game. The little things you think are the difference in the game, and maybe it is. A pass that mostly could have hit that was knocked down, a couple inadvertent face masks. But what I saw is Auburn couldn't block them.
Right.
Couldn't block them at all. Now, LSU's only run the ball for 62 yards. They got so many different ways that they can beat you, whether it's the defensive line, their receivers. They're just a solid football team. And I had a text from one of my friends, Vern,
Yeah.
watch a lot of football at halftime. And he's a Big Ten fan.
Right.
He watched the game, and he had two things to say: LSU and wow.
Interesting. There was a personal foul on the kickoff, so a 15-yard penalty. It was on Craig Lawston, number 6. And so Auburn starts with a reverse at the 35-yard line. And around the corner comes Quan Bray. Let's go back and take a look at the penalty. Left side of the screen, Gary.
Well, I didn't see it either, so I'm going to take a peek at it myself. Yeah, right there, just kind of intercurricular activities and unnecessary. Now what Auburn has to do is chip away. Don't try to eat this thing all in one bite. Just slowly try to stay in the game, and it's 12 men on the field, and they're going to get called for a penalty.
That is their 7th penalty of the ball
on the
game.
offense. 12 men in the formation. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Quan Bray was the fellow who tried to hustle off, but he was flagged. And so 2nd and 2 becomes 2nd and 7. 2nd and 8, rather. It was 2nd and 3.
Now Auburn does a bit of that signs right here. This is an eagle, war eagle play.
Yeah. And last week we saw portraits of presidents.
Yes. No, I saw a Barack Obama play here. They had one. They got an Obama.
Oh, do they really?
They do.
Okay. This pass, and there's a broken tackle, and Trevante Stallworth out of bounds for the first down. Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, thanks, guys. I spoke to Les Miles coming out of half, and he said he's really happy with the way his team has stepped up in place of those 3 missing players. I also asked him about becoming too complacent with an 18-point lead, and he said to me that he knows Auburn all too well. He remembers what happened last year, and that will definitely keep them motivated.
All right, thank you, Tracy. Play action. No, I beg your pardon. Hand off to Dyer. Second down.
Dyer just can't really get started. He had that one game, South Carolina, when he carried the ball 40-plus times in that game. Just can't get the rhythm because that offensive line is getting manhandled. Oh, he's
Kyle
got
Frazier.
Yes,
yeah, there's Letson Kirkin.
Not a good throw.
Oh, no.
The big tight ends do not like that ball below the waist. Frazier's got to deliver. It's a sneak play. Letson Kirkin to one side, and he sneaks the other way. They like it up above the waist, below the waist. They drop them as much as they catch them.
Kyle Frazier now 0 for 2. Mosley back in on 3rd down.
LSU only has 10 men on the field, and they're going to call timeout.
Timeout LSU, the first timeout of the half.
That'll provide a teaching moment for John Chavis, the defensive coordinator. Time call, 21-3. LSU. Time call, 21-3. LSU. Overhead view. LSU leading 21-3. How about trends in the first half?
Well, the defensive line dominated this football game for LSU. You see the 4 sacks. That kept Mosley off balance all game. Whoops, let's go to Randall first. Randall was the difference. 2 perfect passes, 1 from each quarterback. And then they finish up with Mosley, 7-11. Hasn't done anything extremely wrong, but no big plays. They were looking for big plays. Got none from him.
Comes near side. He intended it for Quindarius Carr, number 9.
Yeah, I had my eyes downfield there, and I did not see. Did Mosley get rushed on that play because he had a late throw for a first down?
Yeah, he got some more pressure.
There was a pick play downfield. He has the pressure from the outside, and yeah, he had to get rid of it. Again, that defensive line forced, or that time it was a linebacker coming as the 4th guy, but he was a defensive lineman rush. Forced it.
That was Carnell Hatcher, number 37. Here is the punt from Clark. And this one only reaches the 25 and takes a lateral bounce. So the Tigers of LSU will get the ball. 13:01 to go in the third quarter.
Watch football all the way.
Very comfortable.
Yep.
Yep. You need a coffee pot on the bus.
That would be nice.
I'm here to help. First down. Jared Lee goes deep again. He's got his man wide open again. Chase Clement, the tight end.
This is how LSU started the first drive. Got the tight end going this way. You got another one coming across. D'Angelo Peterson going the other way, but if you don't cover the big guy, he's not going to throw to the second guy. On that time, Clement, that was just clearing, but nobody covered him.
That was only the second catch this year by Clement. And that's good for a gain of 27 yards. Michael Ford. McNeil catches up with him, but not until he's reached the 24-yard line, a 23-yard gain.
Well, I'll tell you, when you run the ball for LSU, you go to the left. Chris Falk, number 76, just go behind the big guy, and number 44, follow that guy. It's like having another guard in the backfield, J.C. Copeland, and that was just too easy. Probably maybe the second run of the game, they really just blew him off the line. And you see the 3 guys, Hilliard, Ford, and Blue, will start to make more of an impact here in the second half.
And now Copeland, the 280-yard fullback, 80-pound fullback.
Well, he produces 200 yards.
Yes, he does. Michael Ford surging over right tackle this time. That's Alex Hurst and Josh Williford. And we haven't mentioned the center, T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, we had a delightful visit with T-Bob. He's a part-time guard, part-time center. And we saw him against Tennessee, got off to a rough start in that game. He said, I just had to settle down, get low, go back to basics, and I found my rhythm in that football game.
Dad Bobby, of course, longtime quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. T-Bob, so named by his grandmother, Paula Hebert. Here's Ford. And he really is a delightful guy there. He spent most of his life in Georgia. And Take a look at his work now.
Yeah, remember he's calling out the assignments, and let's see if he gets to the first level block. He snaps it left-handed, as you could see it right there. He helps with one guy and then fits on the second level.
His full name is Robert Joseph Hebert III, and T-Bob is short for Petite Bob. Kenny Hilliard in as this LSU group continues. Corey Lemonier, we haven't called his name
No,
today.
not much. Not coming off the edge. He's been handled by these tackles. That time, Jeff Whitaker also that time. We gave T-Bob a little pop on the last one. That time, Whitaker on the nose kind of won that battle.
And how has LSU done inside the red zone? 29 touchdowns on 36 possessions. That's really outstanding. Second down.
I guess if we stay here long enough, we'll find a weakness, but it's hard to find one.
Here's Russell Shepard out on the edge, dives in. Did he get it? No.
Oh man!
How do you make that call? Wow!
Yeah, I don't see how this one's going to be called a touchdown. I'm telling you.
Well,
I don't think he stepped out of bounds. I do not think he did. This will be reversed. He lays out, and well, you can't tell. You cannot tell. That won't be reversed. Let's see. This is the guy that makes the call right here.
The runner out of bounds short of the goal line is under further review.
Looks to me like he crossed, but he never hit the pylon with the football. I think it's going to need another look. We got any better look than that?
Well, now we're back to the indisputable visual evidence.
Now you can't really from that one tell if he went over the top.
45, Missouri 24. At the half,
Field judge Blake Perks made the call, and he was in excellent position to make.
The logic kind of tells you that he crossed the plane, but I don't see any visual evidence to overturn it in my mind.
Rocky Good is the replay official today, so he's charged with the responsibility.
Well, now that I know that. Rocky spent a year with us up here.
Third quarter.
Well, we'll give you one more view, see if this helps.
Oh, yeah, that's a touchdown. There's the look you want. See, the ball goes in front of the pylon that time.
Right.
That last look, I think, is going to get, if the replay official Rocky Good stayed with that last look, if we could go back and freeze it, the ball blocks the pylon from the end zone. I think that's the definitive look. Just like a field goal, watch the ball go in front of the pylon. I think they're going to call that a touchdown now.
That's kind of like having a nickel on an
Yes,
upright,
there we go. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
I will say they're going to call it a touchdown now. That last look. Now, logic told me before, but you need evidence.
After review, the ruling is touchdown.
Three touchdown passes for the day. Two now from Jarrett Lee, and he was the first guy down there to join Russell Shepard and argue the case.
Yes. Russell Shepard, obviously one of the guys that were suspended this year also.
Right. Drew Allemont from Lafayette. It's Jarrett Lee to Russell Shepard. The original call reversed. Shepard with the touchdown. That's how he reacted when that was reversed. 28-3. That's how he reacted when that was reversed. 28-3. Celebration will go long into the night here in Baton Rouge, barring some kind of cataclysmic debacle for LSU. They're out 28-3 now. 9:51 to go in the third. They've won their first 7 games of the year in double-digit numbers. They're in command in this one, and they are trying to go 8-0 for the first time since 19 73. Been a while. Kickoff. Trey Mason.
Oh, man.
Oh,
that ball's on the ground,
boy.
isn't it? That ball's on the ground. Nobody could hold on to that.
Yes, it is.
I think it was Eric Reed that got the hit.
It was.
My goodness. Mason got him low. He got hit up high by another player at the same time. I think there was two guys at the same time getting the hit. And I think the other one was Jarvis Landry, number 80, that got the other half of the hit.
Well, Louisiana State is now plus 14 in turnover margin. Plus 14.
Yeah, that's because they do not beat themselves. One interception all year. Two fumbles.
Two fumbles, exactly. They're tied with Wisconsin for fewest turnovers coming into today. There's a flag in the backfield. What a collision on the kickoff. Wow.
Freeman and McNeil make the tackle.
Del Toro Freeman was a part of the tackle. Let's catch the flag. Eric Reed. Dad was an All-American track star here.
Holding, offense 74, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Well, we saluted Eric Reed, but the other half of that hit came from Jarvis Landry. Let's see if we can see that also. Reed goes low, Landry goes high, and that's the way that football comes out. He got sandwiched.
And then Taj Jones recovered it. So after the holding call on Williford, now Beckham goes wide to the left. First down 20. Oh boy. Kenny Hilliard to the 10. Downed finally at the 6.
Well, I don't know how else to call this, but a crossbuck. Remember the old crossbuck?
Yes.
Wow. My old Al Dero got us here. You know, they fake it one way and they cross it back the other way. It's probably more familiarly called a counter play, but the crossbuck action, fake it and cross the formation. What a wonderful play.
And the key block supplied by Chris Falk, number 76. Now Randall goes wide to the left. It's Hilliard who's still in at tailback. Copeland in front. Toss. Hilliard. Down at the 1.
I think Will Blackwell, let's just pick out another offensive line. Let's try number 60 this time and see what he did, okay? Blackwell, the left guard up here. Watch him come around and manhandle somebody. Oh, God, he buries him. You could pick out any guy up front. They smell blood now.
Second and goal. Right side, touchdown. Kenny Hilliard, second TD of the game. Copeland helping plow the way clear.
I'll tell you, Kenny Hilliard is going to earn reps against Alabama. He's big enough. He'll be another change of pace. And when they go Ware, I bet they also go Hilliard in that football game. When you're out of a football game, and Spencer Ware's not going anywhere. He's too good of a football player. But Hilliard's shown that he's also a valuable running back.
Alemon with the extra point. Eric Reed started it with the collision on the kickoff. Kenny Hilliard. The lead is now 32. that'll take care of Brian Denny in 2 weeks. And we all look forward to that clash. Bama at home tonight against Tennessee. And then they both have open weeks, Gary, before the game in Tuscaloosa.
Well, it's been a while since two teams have dominated college football like these two teams have this year. I mean, everybody is saying they're the two best teams. They're going to meet. I think they get a lot of motivation from the skill of the other team. They know they can't step back because they think the other team's going to win them all.
Kind of an unusual kickoff formation for LSU. This is Ontario McKinnon.
Oh, man.
Another one.
Same guy. Same guy. Landry. Oh.
My gosh.
He's, by the way, he's a wide receiver.
Exactly.
And he's a true freshman. Oh. That's back-to-back hits from Landry. They might have to draw lots for the next guy to return a kickoff for Auburn, don't you think?
You saw it was McCaleb that time. Mosley. Hello. Jarvis Landry on the sideline.
I mean, Michael Brockers has been unblockable in this football game. I mean, every time you look up, number 90 inside is making a play. He's not on the next one because he's coming out. They got another guy just like him they're going to put in.
Second down and 10. McCaleb in motion. Mosley fires it out, intercepted. It's going to go Ron Brooks for the touchdown.
Vern, give this one to the Chief. Defensive coordinator John Chavis. All game, number 13 has been coming off the edge. This time he fakes the blitz and drops right into the throw.
Ron Brooks getting the start today.
There's the Chief.
There he is. John Chavis, who is in his third year after 20 years on the staff of his alma mater at Tennessee, and a very emotional John Chavis last week after this LSU team won in Knoxville and presented John with the game ball.
You know, that would have been Matthew, Tyrann Mathieu right there. And you wonder, you know, Matthew makes it, and he's on every highlight all night but watch, he's at the edge of the line of scrimmage, he drops, and instead of hitting the quarterback, he delivers a pick six.
John Chavis played his college football at Tennessee, joined the staff, and ultimately became Philip Fulmer's defensive coordinator. This was the scene when he was presented the game ball in the locker room after the victory last week. He said the equipment manager has the ball. He's going to get the proper printing on it, and it's going in a special place in John Chavis's home. And
So
wow.
let's watch number 80, okay? On
Yes.
this kickoff.
LSU has scored 21 points in the last 2 minutes and 14 seconds, and this will be Robertson. Parisi.
Telling you they're smelling blood now. Everybody wants the next big hit.
Take another look at the interception by
Not for
Ron
the
Brooks.
faint of heart. All right, here's what happened. All the way. Here's Brooks right here. All game, he's been rushing the quarterback. This time, he fakes it and drops right into the quick out. Watch this. Right there, right in front of it. Mosley says, I got an easy first down throw. No, he doesn't. Or second down throw, excuse me. No, he didn't.
First down and the 20.
So Brooks with the interception, 2 turnovers now for Auburn.
Right up the corner.
Dyer.
Michael Dyer.
Jones.
Well, Kenny Hilliard has gotten extensive action today. 10 for 65 and 2 touchdowns. And defensively, Ron Brooks getting the start for Tyrann Mathieu. 2 tackles and an interception for the touchdown. Second down.
Remember Matthew was in those spots, knocking those balls down, rushing the quarterback and knocking it from the quarterback. Those are all plays number 7 obviously can make, but now they got another guy that can make them, number 13. Depth, recruited, a program.
Mosley chased right, incomplete. Jay Wisner. Now Red Lobster presents today's scholar athlete. He's from Auburn University, Ashton Richardson. You see a 3.91 GPA. Red Lobster's commitment to the investment of our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to Auburn University's General Scholarship Fund. Linebacker, third down. Play action. Mosley hit as he lets it go.
Play.
Wide open. The pass complete to D'Angelo Benton.
Well, how about Clint Mosley? When you're back there getting chased like that all game, it's hard to keep your senses about you. He gets dodge 1, dodge 2. He's got it in his left hand, and then he realizes, keep my eyes downfield, and he makes a play for the Auburn football team.
Ryan Baker is the man. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. When you're LSU, you live with those. You just keep going after the quarterback.
Yeah. This one up the middle is Kyle Frazier to the 45. And we're under 6 minutes to go, third quarter.
Yeah, and I think Les Miles will start looking at the clock. Meaning, he'll start looking at the clock and say, when do I get my starters out of here? Yes, he has an off week, but he would not want to lose a key player now.
Mosley back. Got him again.
See what I'm talking about? He may get away from you once, but he ain't going to do it all game.
That's a true freshman, Jeremiah Rasco, number 59. 5th sack for LSU.
Come from one side, the defensive end, flush him out, and one of those fast guys up front, eat him up.
3rd down, 16. 3 men down. Ron Brooks is on the edge up here, number 13. This has got to be a run to the left, don't you think, after that play flashed in?
It may be. I'm going to just be quiet. I don't think anything's going to work. Might be. Right now, nothing's working on the Barack Obama offense, but I don't think any offense is going to work if you can't block the defensive line and they can't block them.
6 sacks. That was Sam Montgomery.
Remember, it was 7-3.
Yes.
Had that face mask penalty. It was inadvertent. I mean, nobody, it was a ball game, and all of a sudden, it's a breakout.
Here's the Clark punt. It's Odell Beckham. And he is caught and dropped at the 32-yard line. Now, Clint Mosley, been a tough day. 9 of 16 for 122 yards. His first start ever. And we chatted with him last night. The rest of the team went to see a movie. He stayed in, and he and Gus Malzahn looked at game film, but he can't block those guys up front.
No, he's going to. I think he deserves another shot against a team that they might have a better chance moving the ball against. And I think his teammates, as you see, I think he deserves another shot against a team that they might have a better chance moving the ball against. And I think his teammates, as you see Dyer talking to him, hang in there. It's not just you. They just can't match up with this football team, not this year. Remember, 24 seniors were lost off of this Auburn national championship team.
Right.
I actually think, and I predicted them not to win half of their games in the SEC this year. I thought they would really struggle. They have won the close games. I didn't see them beating South Carolina. They're doing, with this football team and the transition, I think better than I thought they'd do this season.
Well, they've won 5, one more to become bowl eligible in 2011.
Remember, they only have 74 scholarship players this year. This is a transition year for Auburn.
Second down. Jarrett Lee heaves it.
He just didn't have enough to get it downfield, did he?
Cadron Boone was open, number 86. Jarrett Lee now 12 of 16. Threw 1 interception this year. That was in the 4th quarter of game 3 at Mississippi State. And he's now, let's see, came in with 75 passes without an interception. Tack on 16, so 91. And over the last part of last year and the first part of this year, he had a streak of 131 no intercepts. That's the second longest in LSU history. Third down.
Next year.
Chase Clement.
Please pass complete to Chase Clement.
Well, LSU has put on 35 points in the last 13 minutes. There's the offensive drives right there. TD, 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 and also the pick 6.
Yes. Open next week at Alabama the week after that. And again, Alabama plays tonight against Tennessee. Michael Ford. Nico Thorpe with the stop.
Michael Ford. Finally taken down by Thorpe.
Nice ball in. Oh, that was close. He almost had to pitch it to him on the back end. And Ford, we had the game against Florida, and Ford really didn't see the field that day. Remember that? We asked Les, and he goes, he didn't practice well. That's competition. When you can rest one of your guys or punish them with the bench, you get those practices much more competitive.
Matter of fact, Michael Ford had a fumble against Kentucky. It was recovered. Here's the toss. Ford around the corner.
Michael Ford, right side. First down.
Enrique Florence makes the tackle. That's a gain of 14.
Fake it to Hilliard, pitch it to the outside, get around the defensive end. Lemonier that time. Lemonier has to play safe inside, and that ball's outside of him before he can get out of his stance. You know, that little, the third down play again, it was third and about 14 or 15.
Right.
Toss it to the tight end for a punt, okay? And he runs for a first down.
Well, we've got a conference going on with officials now at the 33-yard line. If there was a problem, it's been solved. 94 seconds to go, third quarter. Over on the left, that's James Wright with the catch. Well, next week, our group will be traveling to Jacksonville, Florida next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern. Georgia, after that tough start, lost their first 2. They've come back. Florida struggling now. And how about the SEC East, Mr. Daniels?
Well, when I came here to this league, you know, everything went through the East.
Yes.
Now everything goes through the West. I mean, it's amazing. You know, Florida, without Brantley, I don't know if they get, well, and they don't have Demps either.
Right.
But I'm really curious to see if Mark Richt can take advantage of a less than stellar Florida team and continue his run.
Alfred Blue, another first down at the 20.
Alfred Blue. Up the middle.
That should get LSU to the fourth quarter. They won't run another play.
Right. Now Gene Chizik looks on, so does Les Miles. Reach the end of 3 in 15 seconds. And this dominant LSU Tiger football team, top ranked in the country, explodes for 35 unanswered. That's the end of the third quarter with the score 42-3. We'll return to Tiger Stadium right after this word from your local station. We welcome you back to Death Valley Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. We begin the fourth quarter with the LSU Tigers up 42-3, and they've got a first down. Jarrett Lee to throw. Goes into the end zone, up and dropped, incomplete.
Good defensive play that time. Until they're trying to feed some of the young receivers here at the end of the football game. Nice throw, right goes up. Good defense that time. That's how you got to play that ball. Play through the receiver.
That was to Charvin Bell defending on the play, and so it'll be second down and 10. By the way, Jordan Jefferson has not been on offense once in this half.
Well, since he threw the touchdown pass, he hasn't been on the field.
High formation. They hand it off. Alfred Blue. Well, we had a really interesting game at 7-3. It was then interesting at 14-3.
No, it's not interesting.
I'm not suggesting that.
Well, the similarities.
Yes,
Let's talk about this.
Sure.
I mean, this team won a national championship in the Superdome under Nick Saban. They won a national championship in the Superdome under Les Miles, and this year they're playing in the Superdome again. But the team is very similar also. A quarterback that can run the team, not make a lot of mistakes. Matt Flynn this time, Matt Mock. Now they've got Jarrett Lee, a backup quarterback, and a tenacious defensive line. The formula is there.
And Alabama will have something to say about that in 2 weeks. This one, oh, brother.
Slipped down. Good throw. Ruben Randall slipped on that play. There you go. Superdome championships. I actually did 2 of those games. The Florida State game against Michael Vick.
Right.
The LSU game against Oklahoma. And not the last one.
Fourth down.
Might be doing the national championship game here again, though. Alabama, LSU.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks. Alamo, and then who knows what's going to. I wonder. Do you have an early thought about Alabama, Tennessee? If you do, hold it.
For 2 weeks or just through this commercial?
Just for the commercial.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
Well, let's begin with the headlines of the week. 3 LSU players suspended. And then Clint Mosley, the Auburn quarterback, making the first start of his collegiate career. But LSU got Kenny Hilliard into the end zone for the first score of the game. Parkey authored a 42-yard field goal, 7-3 at the end of the first quarter of play. And then the onslaught began. This was Randall. That was from Jordan Jefferson. This pass, Jarrett Lee to Ruben Randall. Good flip out. Russell Shepard dives for the end zone. It was ruled a touchdown, 28-3. Kenny Hilliard, second touchdown of the day. And then Ron Brooks stepped in front of this Mosley pass, took it all the way into the end zone, and just a moment ago, Allemont with the field goal, and we are at 45-3. Most points ever scored by LSU against the Auburn Tigers. Hairston. Robinson. Teresi. Yes.
Jeez, oh my.
Don't forget, later in the game, the plays of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts.
Well, you know, this has really been a murderer's row here for Auburn. You know, they went at South Carolina, at Arkansas. They won one of those two, obviously South Carolina.
Right.
Florida at home. They won that football game. Now here a loss. They go home to play Ole Miss. If they could get that one, they'd have to say for this month of October, as bad as this looked, it would be a success for the month of October.
Trovon Reed makes the catch. And, of course, we showed the graphic of the current SEC East standings. I mean, that there's a lot to go on there before it's decided.
Oh yeah, I really have no idea. I think, you know, obviously everybody thinks Georgia's in the driver's seat here, but they've got to finish. You know, they have not been able to beat Florida, and we got them next week.
Kyle Frazier is in at quarterback. Ontario McCaleb makes the catch. And he fumbles. He hit the back of his head on the ground, and McCaleb is down. Ouch.
I thought it was Morris Claiborne, number 17, coming across that might have done a helmet-to-helmet on Claiborne. See it? Was it 37?
Yeah.
It was 37. I'm sorry, it was Hatcher.
Hatcher, yep.
I saw that 7. It was Hatcher. Watch Hatcher come across, and then he finishes the play with his helmet hitting the turf at the same time. Hatcher, helmet to helmet, and then his head hits the ground. Hope he's okay.
Seems to be. Ontario McCaleb, the injured player, walking off without assistance. There's Carnell Hatcher, who made the hit. First down at the 41-yard line. 13:07 to go. That's Anthony Johnson with the tackle. Let's go back to the studio for this John Hancock update. Here's Tim Brando.
Vern, Air Force had cut it to 7 on the Smurf turf, but Boise State will answer as Kellen Moore gets his 3rd touchdown pass of the day, this one to Doug Martin. Now in the BCS standings, they sit 5th ahead of Wisconsin. If the Badgers get a big win with a margin of victory over Michigan State, might they bypass Boise State, Gary?
I hear the question is why are they ahead of them in the first place, I guess is what I have to say. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for all of it. But I really think Wisconsin's one of the better teams in the country. And I think, you know, they got a tough one against Michigan State, but I think they're going to win tonight.
Do you?
Yes. I like Wisconsin.
Second down. This is Dyer, his 11th carry, but only 26 yards. Prior to that one, Greg Loston made the tackle.
You know, it's really, I thought the Auburn defense held up for a while.
They did.
I really did. But it's been the lack of an offense that has really been the story. Since the first game and a half, you know, when they scored a lot of points, 53 points in the first game and a half against Clemson. Since that second half, they scored 62 points in the first game and a half. They've had since then 53 points. They're just not getting any points. 21 the first, they had 41 against Mississippi State, 21 in the first half against Clemson, only 3 in the second half. It's been all downhill since then.
Well, that last pass intended for Lutzenkirchen, but it was thrown well behind him.
And that's why you're playing 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You got to find something. I thought their defense did a decent job early, and then they just got pummeled late.
Odell Beckham is back to return the punt of Stephen Clark on 4th down. 45-3. Fair catch.
Fair catch.
43-yard punt. Nothing on the return. LSU has the ball back. About to go 8-0, and they will enjoy a week off. To help you enjoy your Saturday evening. Jordan Jefferson, who has not been on the field in the second half, is out there now. And I'm guessing we'll see him. I don't know. I think Zach Mettenberg might get some action.
Maybe not, because they might want to get snaps for Jordan Jefferson for the Alabama game.
Right. Well, let's get down to the sidelines. Here's Tracy Wolfson.
Well, thanks, Vern. But if you take a look at this field behind me, it is completely beat up. And LSU has no idea why. They've been trying to figure it out all game long. But the offensive linemen have been slipping, so they switched over their shoes to rubber bottom shoes to put more cleats on it. The last thing they want is for a player to get injured because of this field, guys.
Interesting. Thank you, Trace.
Vern, you think it could be too many day games? No. I know you want to react to that, don't you?
Thanks. About as much as you wanted to talk about Boise State and Wisconsin.
I'm just lobbing it to you. There you go.
I appreciate that. The BCS top 10, here's what's going on. LSU's going to win. Alabama takes on Tennessee in Bryant-Denny tonight. Oklahoma, Texas Tech this evening. Oklahoma State wins. Boise State up by 14. Wisconsin, Michigan State. Clemson won big. Stanford.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. How about that?
And Stanford, too.
First down.
And Oklahoma State is the darling of the computers.
Jefferson. Well, let's let you talk a little bit about that.
And I do want to go back. You know, I'm calling LSU and Alabama so far resume-wise and what you're seeing, the #1 seed should they stay undefeated. I think no one's going to pass Oklahoma, and then in alphabetical order, Boise State, Oklahoma State, Stanford, and Wisconsin. But I got to say, Oklahoma State with that computer might just, if they win them out and beat Oklahoma, might get in that game no matter what Wisconsin, Stanford, or Boise State does.
And, of course, that Oklahoma State-Oklahoma matchup is the first weekend in December.
And remember, back in 2006, everyone said that Ohio State and Michigan were unbeatable. And all it was a chance for Florida to go into that game and show them that no one's unbeatable.
Third down. Third down and 15.
And the reason I think LSU is keeping their offensive line in is because Jordan Jefferson's in. He wants Jefferson healthy for Alabama.
That one too high, and so Cadron Boone can't get up to make the catch. Let's go back to New York and check in with Tim.
All right, Vern, I want to update you on that Boise State Air Force score. Tim Jefferson's a good QB. He goes 51 yards to Zach Kauth to set up what would be a 1-yard touchdown run. The extra point was blocked. It's 34-26, but Gary, what you can't get past is Boise State's beating Georgia. If Georgia keeps winning, there's no victory for Wisconsin that comes close to that non-conference. Back to you.
Right. Tim ought to do a radio show.
You know, we should. Yeah.
That might be
bobbled.
I was thinking it might be one of the first turnovers we, seen in a long time.
Ron Brooks down there.
At the 19.
8 minutes and 13 seconds.
How did Bray get that ball back? It bounced right to him. My.
45-3 LSU rolling. It's now time for the plays of the game. Presented by Napa Auto Parts with the calls. Jim Hawthorne of the LSU Radio Network.
And drops back to throw. Steps up in the pocket and throws it downfield. Randall is there. He's got it. 10, 15, 5. He scored. 42 yards. There's the snap. Here comes the Auburn pressure again. Lee throws it way downfield, and Randall is there. If he can catch up with it, he does. Touchdown! Holy cow!
Well, they looked almost identical, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Reuben Randall for the day, 5 catches, 106 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
14.
And from the 14-yard line, Auburn with 8:13 to go. Mosley. Quan Bray, number 4, with a stop.
Same thing for Auburn. If Mosley's going to be their quarterback, they need to stay in the game, keep giving him snaps and experience so they can win the next game. They need more experience, more plays out of Mosley. They're going to use Kyle Frazier as a changeup, but it looks like Mosley is their passing quarterback. Frazier doesn't look ready.
And Barrett Trotter has not gotten on the field today. Replaced at halftime last week in the win over Florida. That's Lutzenkirchen, number 43. Here's Frazier. Nice little change of pace, and he motors out to the 41-yard line. That's another first down. Eric Reed makes the tackle.
Well, he played the Gus Malzahn offense in high school. He was their #1 quarterback recruit. He fit what Cam Newton does, basically. Yeah. He's that size. He just, he needs a year like Cam did in junior college, where he threw all those passes and just got used to being a quarterback besides a runner.
There's Gus Malzahn, longtime high school, wonderfully successful high school coach in Arkansas. Play action. Frazier still has it. Stopped at the 47-yard line. Craig lost it. Well, coming up in 2 weeks, it will be LSU and Alabama. Alabama playing tonight. They've got A.J. McCarron, who won his battle in the summer for the starting spot, having a very good year.
And A.J. McCarron has answered every call. Everything that the Alabama coaches thought he could be, he has been maybe even better. Jared Lee has kind of saved the season here for LSU.
Second down. That's McCaleb. Good to see him back.
I got to say that's a push so far, don't you?
Okay, yes, I would think. And that's good for a first down. Well, how about the running backs between the two of them?
Well, I'm going to give a slight edge to Trent Richardson. I just think he's just too good of a football player. But as the LSU fans have been yelling to me everywhere I go, their package and Spencer Ware is pretty impressive. So I'm going to give a little check mark to Alabama, but it's not going to be a difference, I don't think, in the football game.
Interesting. Here's Mosley back in. The run comes right. Dyer. Nice run.
Dyer carried the ball.
He has been held in check for the most part today.
And Dyer, you can see just how good this LSU defense is, because you give him a little space and you see why he's one of the top 2, 3, 4 backs in this conference. Now the backups are in for LSU, and they're all looking at the clock, to tell you the truth. Nobody wants to get hurt. But you can see when they get blocked, like normal people, Dyer can make those kind of runs.
That was a 29-yard gain. He had 31 prior to that in the ball game. Here's Frazier. Oh, gee whiz.
Frazier.
Ouch. Ron Brooks.
You know, Ron Brooks has earned himself some more playing time, I think, in this football game. I don't know how many snaps he was getting normally, but he's going to get more. He's big, he's physical, he's fast.
Yes, he is. We were chatting with Brandon Taylor, number 18, about Brooks. He said, hey, he brings 4.3 speed in the 40 in here.
You know, we're going to probably see Auburn 2 more times here this year, Vern. Well, 3 weeks from now at Georgia. And then, of course, the last game of the year, Alabama-Auburn.
Yeah.
Taj Jones.
That was a pass to Bray out on the left side.
So if you're Gene Chizik, you got to look big picture. And they need Emory Blake bad. They need him back. I just don't see, without number 80, Emory Blake, I just don't see the offense clicking. They just don't get, they need that one wide receiver veteran that knows how to get open, and Blake was their guy.
Leading receiver coming into this game. He injured an ankle in the win at South Carolina. Played 1 play since then. And they thought they might get him. This one is complete out on the left to Lutzenkirchen. They thought they might get him on the field today, but he couldn't make a go of it in pregame warmups. Young man out of Austin, his dad, Jeff, longtime quarterback in the NFL, Jeff Blake.
And Baker.
Tough to sit and stand and watch this, huh?
Oh, yeah. You know, you only get one, year to play. You put a lot of off-season work into this, and now you get out, these Saturdays are what you work for, and he doesn't get a chance to go out there.
Second down. Up the middle, it was Mosley. Run all the way.
I thought LeVar Edwards, number 89, had a hold of him and just wouldn't let go. Kind of yanked him back.
2:40 to go, 3rd and goal. Toss. McCaleb, touchdown.
Lutzenkirchen got a big block at the edge of this play, and I think it was against Brooks. Watch 43 right here, get out and get number 13, Ronnie Brooks, right there. I don't know if he tripped himself, but he got up very gingerly after the play.
Cody Parkey on for the extra point. And so the first touchdown of the day for the Auburn Tigers. 10 plays, 86 yards. And McCaleb scores from 2 yards out. 45-10. .222 remaining, 45-10 after the Auburn touchdown. Stay tuned for the Jeep postgame show. That's coming next on CBS. Parkey will kick off. Ron Brooks and Russell Shepard are the 2 deep men for LSU. Shepard number 10. Brooks number 13. 2:22 to go. Shepard at the 6. Out to the 33.
First down for the Tigers.
Well, at the very beginning of this afternoon, Gary Danielson said he thought they would turn to Ruben Randall. Nice call on that.
Well, I didn't think it'd be that easy, though. I mean, he went 2 passes, 2 touchdowns from 2 different quarterbacks.
Yeah. So 5 for 106 for Randall. And Zach Mettenberger has come on now as the 3rd quarterback. Spent last year at Butler Community College.
McGee.
Terrence McGee, number 14. Well, we're anticipating this matchup in a couple of weeks. Alabama at home against LSU. How about the defensive comparison, Gary?
Just two of the best defenses in college football, maybe in a long time too. Maybe not just this year, but over the last years of college football. You can't give one team an advantage over the other. As good as LSU's secondary is, Alabama's is experienced and also they're a little bit bigger linebackers for Alabama, but they have to be because they play a 3-4. That's a push. These defenses are spectacular.
90 seconds to go. Here's the handoff, and of course, Nick Saban won an BCS championship here at LSU, and then of course took the job in Tuscaloosa. Les Miles replaced him, and look at the comparison of those two.
You know what I find interesting about this a little bit is I think both of them get undersold on what the other guy does. Like Les is always sold as a player's coach. They love him, but he's a little more X and O than people give him credit for. Now, Nick, everybody thinks, oh, he's just X and O, doesn't care about anything, but his players really gravitate to his ability to coach, his styles, and they enjoy playing for a no-nonsense guy like him. Both guys have the trust of their teams.
And for Les Miles, 41-6 at home. And he has won his 70th victory. That's third all-time at LSU. Led only by Charlie McClendon.
And the chant goes up again. We want Bama.
As the old response goes, you're going to get them. We'll be there to watch it. 45-10, 8-0.
We're walking, guys, we're walking.
Final score, LSU 45.
They were really, really good in almost every phase of the game. They got a big contribution from Kenny Hilliard. For Gary Danielson, Tracy Wilson, I'm Vern Lundquist saying so long from Baton Rouge. The final 45-10. We'll see you next week from Jacksonville. We'll see you in 2 weeks from Tuscaloosa. The Jeep post-game show is up next after these messages and a word from your local stations.